Hey everyone, DLRR here. I'm trying to build a grandmaster right now. Yes, this character is intended to appear in the Hall of Grandmasters, and I need some help and advice. So, coming to you guys, hoping for some help. Before I start, one thing I want to make really clear, right? This character is not meant to be a player killer, right? I don't want to put somebody there meant to be super OP, murdering everybody in there. Enough of that. I'm sure there'll be tons of people who are perfectly capable and much more capable than I am in doing that. I just want to put somebody in for flavor, for a little bit of background story, and to showcase the uniques I made, Dietus, or rather the unique I made, Dietus. Now, given I'm using Dietus, you probably already know it ain't going to be an OP build. It's never been an OP unique, never will be, and I don't think it has aged that well, right? You don't really see Marohi Urtis around, and likewise, Dietus, not really that good in the current meta. Regardless, I want to make something for personal reasons. I want to do a law build character, but I don't want it to die in a few hits. That would be a utter waste of time. Want something respectable, want something that will pose a little bit of challenge, but I'll leave the player killing to later. So behind the lore, you'll see my avatar here. It's a witch. This person here, I know it's kind of ugly, don't ask me why, but this person here is supposed to be a witch with her two dragons. Now the lore is that one day there was this witch surrounded by tons of witches who were doing what? Righteous fire, shooting ice spears, casting flame blasts, which incidentally looks like they're taking a dump. She decided, no, thank you. Enough of spellcasting. I want to use my magic to create two dragons. And using those two dragons that she has created, they then take the form of axes. These two axes, these twin dragons take the form of axes with which she isn't much of a fighter, right? But she just hits one single time and everything burns, right? Everything burns around her, which is why I focus on burn damage on the unique. So this is going to be a burn build. I know some people have used it as a normal DPS build and it would work as such, but thematically the witch isn't somebody who's going to be hitting lots of times. She has enough strength for just one hit and everything burns around her. Now with the lore done, I'd like to talk about the build and how, what sort of advice I need from you. You can see I've invested a lot of currency into this stupid build. One, I've got a 6-link, 603 energy shield, so this didn't come cheap. Auxium was a drop, so I was very lucky there. The rest are kinda alright. Rainbow Strike I dropped way back in open beta, I think. Yeah, so I've kept it since open beta, so this is legacy. It's expensive, but pretty good. The rest are standard uniques. I have my Dietus. This I think I got for 1 or 2 chaos, even though it has fire damage leech. And the rest are standard items. As you can tell, I've taken CI. That's because thematically, using a witch, you kind of want to go CI. It feels like a very witch-focused defense, and I'll go through my pains later. I'd like to ask you guys, if when the reset comes, should I keep to CI? I've got 7000 ES, which is quite respectable, but not using flasks is a huge pain in the ass. Apart from being CI, I have Cleave, dual wielding Cleave with proliferation and concentrated effect. I don't need chance to ignite since Dietus already has chance to ignite. And the rest are usual weapon elemental damage, life leech, cold to fire. The reason I use cold to fire is because it adds to my flat fire damage, which increases burning. Could use increased burning damage instead, but I don't think the add-on to burning is that much, because from the tree I take a lot of elemental damage nodes, and I take quite a lot of fire nodes up top. A lot of fire nodes here with chance to ignite. Given I've taken all of those, I don't need that much more percentage increase to burning, which I've also taken here. So by adding on to flat fire through cold to fire, it increases my fire damage by quite a bit more, and it increases my normal DPS quite a bit more. Currently I'm 8.4 thousand. By removing cold to fire, I'm 7.5, and that's because I've got all these fire nodes here. that increases the damage that significantly. Apart from being dual wield, I have my standard cast when damage taken. I've got 2 sets, one with Molten Shell and Immortal Call, the second with Enduring Cry. I also have, for my auras, Anger, which is a must-have. Discipline is a must-have. Herald of Ash, I don't know why it's there, I just have it regardless. It adds to my DPS a little bit. From 8.4 it goes down to 8.1, see it's just a little bit of DPS. But I can't think of what else to put. So I'd like some advice on what other aura I should be using. I could use Wrath, but I've got no way to shock unless I come and take shock around here, I think. So one of these that allows me to shock. Anyway, somewhere around here allows me to shock. And I have taken Resolute Technique, so I can't crit, so I can't shock without taking those notes. Mana wise, I also don't have enough, so we'll see about that. Apart from that, I have a Ball Lightning, which is level 1. Sole intent is to trigger Cursed on hit with my dual curse of Flammability and Elemental Weakness. It's cheap mana wise compared to having to cast these by hand, and if I could, I would take Elemental Equilibrium here, which would then allow me to reduce my enemy's resistances against cold and fire, and since my dual wield is cold and fire, it should work significantly. I've not taken it on my passive tree yet because I'm not sure if by putting it as a Grandmaster, whether the Grandmaster computer AI would know what to do. I doubt it will, so I wouldn't take it here. Regardless, I am in an Elemental Equilibrium map here, as you can see. So you can see the effect of Elemental Equilibrium. I will need to cast, hit, cast, hit, cast, hit, and it's a little slow because my cast speed is slow. But you'll get to see how much more damage the reduced resistances help with. Anything else I need to cover here? I do have a Searing Bond totem. I have not really used it yet. Theoretically it should be very good. I can drop a totem, I do my curse, and then I can start hitting. I ignite. The person will have 2 layers of burning from the ignite and the Searing Bond. The chill damage, the 100% chill, will allow people to take even more damage from both burn sources. So that's how it works currently. I'll just give you a quick demonstration. This is the boss. Should I do it? Yeah, let's give it a shot. So I'll give you a quick demonstration of how it works. Right. So I've got this guy burning. There we go. So the burn on him didn't work that well. He is a pretty big boss, but against these small guys, it's doing pretty good. Let me try on some easier monsters. Again, Diadus isn't that strong unique, so pity about that. I am doing a second unique. Very fortunate to have a second one that's in the works. It will be a belt, and this one will now represent the witch itself. I'm tentatively calling it Diadian Dawn. Diadian Dawn, again signifying the start. Can't I find something bigger than small nonsense creep? Let me find something else. This is annoying. Need something challenging. Okay, let's try this one. There we go. So with Elemental Equilibrium, Dual Curse, it's pretty quick. Strength wise, I would say that this build can last me up to, say, level 74. I doubt this build can take me to 77 or 78. Boring. I know there was a build of the week with Diadus that could do Shrine. I guess I could try, but at the moment I'm not confident that this build will help. Now that you've seen this build in action, I just want to ask you guys for a couple of things. Firstly, should I do CI or should I respec to fire to life at a later stage? I think by respeccing to life, I do think there's an added benefit of requiring less of a skill drizzle. I don't need to come all the way up here, I don't need to come all the way up here. I can just take life, and I should come this way to take the area nodes, and I want to take more area nodes so it helps with the proliferation. I would go up by the mana route, or I may take Eldritch Battery and take Energy Shield. So first question, along the passive tree, what should I take? Second question, are there any other ways that you like I should change my gem setup? Particularly on my cleave, I was thinking of increased burning damage. I don't know. Do you guys have any other ideas? Happy to hear your thoughts. Oh yes, that's right. I wanted to know what I should do with Herald of Ash as well. Should I go for Wrath, and should I try to take Shock? Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed some of this. Oh yes, early on I was talking about the Diadem Dawn. Let me just finish that. I've submitted to GGG saying that for the belt for Diadem Dawn, I like it to have two kind of affixes. One is additional dodge chance against chilled enemies, as well as increased burning damage, if I'm not mistaken. And that is incredibly strong, but the downside would be ignited enemies would have a chance to ignite you, and chilled enemies would have a chance to chill you. So a bit of a strong plus side and a strong downside. We'll see what they come back with, but I hope it comes true. Again, this is more of a lore character and not a player killer. So looking forward to your advice and your help. Thanks so much for that. And signing off. Take care. Happy hunting.